Greetings and salutations all, Esus Spectrum here, back with Uplink, running the OS Graphical Update mod. So without further ado, let's hop back in and get this underway with our super secret 123 password. Oh, also 4. Couldn't get in without that 4th digit. Welcome back to your gateway. So, last time we ran through the tutorial and completed our first hack. The question becomes, what's next? Although Uplink does provide you with many different mission types and several ranking levels of progression, there isn't much in the way of an overarching storyline. And, nothing really to drive the progression. This leaves us, the player, to set our own goals in the world, whether they be to make 1,000,000 credits or have the most advanced gateway possible. So let's go ahead and connect to the Uplink internal services. This is a Spectrum. So, as you can see, there are plenty of missions for us to do, and many of these will become available to us when we increase our ranking. But today what we're going to do is try and get enough money to start upgrading our gateway so that we have enough power to complete some of the more advanced missions. Personally, I like to try and shoot for the Virtuant R access gateway right off the hop. Gives you the capability of having 2 processors, 48 GQs of memory, and it gives you a possible upgrade of 2 GQs worth of bandwidth. So it's generally what I consider to be the first all-round good computer, and they agree. So that's what we're gonna shoot for today, and to do that, we look to the missions. So, the missions are ranked: beginner, novice, and in the very beginning, we have only access to the beginner and novice classes. And so as you can see, they have varying different payments. And then there's 2 options here. We have the contact employer, or if this wasn't grayed out, like if we come over here, we have the auto accept mission. So what we're gonna do is we're going to pick up all the beginner missions, but what we're gonna quickly do, just so you guys can see what it looks like, is we're going to jump into this section, which is the contacting the employer. So this kind of gives you a little back and forth, but when you're a first starting out agent for Uplink, they're not as chatty as they might be once you've accumulated some cred. So we can, ask them basic questions. So, who's the target? And we'd rather not tell you. How secure is the target? The security will be low. That's always good to know. Will you pay me more money? They won't. Will you give me half the money now? Oh, look at that. Well, I guess after we ask for half and they say yes, we shouldn't really push the matter and ask for it all. So let's agree, get a little bit of extra money off the hop, and alright, so go through and continue to grab up all the beginner missions, and rather than going through that every time, you can auto accept. So, I come from the old school world of MMORPGs. Enjoyed Vanilla WoW right up until the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. And so, it has given me the habit of quest stacking. So, that's going to be something you see me doing quite regularly. I tend to like to pick up all of the quests of a certain skill level at any given time. So, another reason for this is it gives us lots of new nodes to connect to when we begin our hacks, which in turn gives us more time to complete the hacks. So, with that being said, it's time to get ready to start our first of these hacks. So, let's go. From Selective Industries, Hack and Delete. Okay, so we are looking for the High Speed Corporation Internal Services here. Load up our... oh, the load seems to have left me, but no worry. Here we go, public access. From here to public to here. So when you're setting your path, that's my end destination. When you're setting your path, I always like to keep the Uplink test machine as one of the very first links, and that's because you don't necessarily need to remove your tracks from the computer that you're hacking. What you need to do is remove yourself from the chain of events leading to your hack. So, one of the only machines that never really ever changes its admin passwords is the Uplink test machine that we hacked in our tutorial mission. And as a result of that, after completing our hack here, we will be able to disconnect, and rather than dealing with our log files in our target computer, we'll go ahead and reroute to the test machine, and we will remove the logs from there, removing our digital fingerprints from the crime. So, here we go. Connecting to the High Speed Corporation. Goliath Online. There we go. Boom. File servers. We are looking for high data 55048. High data 55048, and we are search and destroy. Disconnect. Right over to here. 1, 2, 3, and connect. The admin and the code staying the same. Let's just go right in. And connection from here. Oh, nah, missed it. That's the one we really want deleted. Ooh, that's CPU. And just like that, we've removed ourselves from the situation. We reply to the mission. Boom, 1500 cred in the account. So, we continue on. Gain access and steal. Copy, copy. And sabotage files. Alright, I like to do all of the sabotage first and then work on the copy files, because those just take a little bit longer to turn in. Alright, so who's our target? We've been hired out by Concertico Corp, and we are looking for Uniphase. And even though we've already linked to it, it's just as simple as clicking on it to remove it from our pathway, and then a second click puts it back in as our destination. Allons-y. So yes, I like Doctor Who. Oh, okay, here we go. And again, just a simple... you will notice that a lot of the hacks do become I don't want to say repetitive, but very, very similar in nature. That is really only an issue I ever found in the low levels. You haven't really made a name for yourself, nobody really trusts you, you're not getting the super cool hacks yet. So it's always best, if you can, to just try and take it with a grain of salt and just push through, get it done. Here we go. The nice thing is that this gateway doesn't get checked often, and before long we'll have enough credits to be upgrading our CPU and our gateway in general so that we can gain access to a little bit more speed, clear out those files a little bit more neatly. I am someone who enjoys a neat and clean zombie computer. Anyways, next one here. So now we're gonna start stealing some research. We're looking for the selective industries. Load it up. Selective industries down here. One click removes them from the path, one click makes them the destination, and on we go. Sometimes I do wish that it didn't close the password breaker every time the password breaker had successfully worked. But there it goes anyways. File server, we are looking for 85066, which is right here. So GQs, I don't know if they gigaquad, gigacubit. I really have no idea what that GQ stands for. I have long since given up trying to figure it out, so maybe a little lazy, but now I just call them GQs. Always Rosebud. And as a matter of fact, the very first time you play through the game, the connection, the password is just Rosebud. You don't even actually need the password breaker for it. Which, you know, not surprising. It's the tutorial mission. Can't expect too much from it. And just like that, free and clear. Send the data. Now, especially in the early levels, and you can see I've already forgotten to do it, it's very important to remember to delete these files. You do not have a lot of free space, and you know, this game was in 2001. They were not thinking of solid state drives. You want to keep your hard drive clean. So on we go. The grind continues. From MAF Solutions, targeting sync systems. Load it up. Target acquired. Pop up the password. Worst click ever. And today we are looking for 1739.8 right here. Grab that. So you may notice that I've included the game sound this time, and it wasn't a conscious choice on my part to exclude it last time. Just an honest mistake. I was not expecting the game's audio to be default turned off, and it had been so long since I'd played it that it honestly didn't occur to me that there should have been some music running in the background. But now we've got a little bit of music to accompany us. Makes the experience all the more enjoyable in my opinion. And also, when you keep your hard drive clear, it makes it a lot easier to find any target data that you need to turn in for your to complete your missions, which, you know, is always a bonus. And it really just doesn't take that much to clean it up after a mission. Alright, from Virtuink Tech, going after High Speed Corporation. Oh, High Speed, oh. High Speed Corporation not seeming to have a whole lot of friends in the world. Whole lot of people willing to pay me to hack them though. And this is what I was talking about with the Rosebud password being so unique. Oh. Well, just to make a liar out of me. Doing it live though, so yeah. Whoops. Normally, well, I don't even want to say normally anymore. The last few times that I've... If you're watching at home, ladies and gentlemen, that was me just completely botching that mission. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna have to go ahead and, yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and abandon that one. Not the best. Actually, legitimately unimpressed with myself on this one. Oof. Oof. Wow. But yeah, like I was saying, normally Rosebud is the only one that stays safe. And like I also said, probably shouldn't even say normally. Even though I completely... I'm gonna go there first, right over here first, and then here, and then here. Even though I completely botched that by just autopiloting through and deleting a file that I should have downloaded, still good practice. Yeah, even though it's a beginner mission and the chances are no one's going to backtrack us, always good to get in the practice of just wiping your tracks. Feels bad, man. Alright. So, even though I certainly wouldn't hire us, we still have to go after Virtuink Technologies. And hey, maybe we'll actually go ahead and download the file this time instead of just deleting it. Oh man. Feels so bad. Connect file server, verdata 49103. Right here. Not today. Not today. But yeah, so you can see goal's about 16,000 to upgrade our computer. We're at the 81 point, but we're actually going to take a little bit of a hit to that because something that we're gonna make our life a lot easier, a lot happier. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade our CPU after this mission. So, and we can even, you know, multitask. Turn it in while we're cleaning our tracks. Why not? So yes, once we've got this all cleaned up, we'll be able to hop on over to the internal systems again, and we'll throw a new CPU into our current gateway. I don't like to upgrade your basic gateway too much, but I find that in order to really be able to take on, well, not necessarily basic novice missions, but before you get into like difficulty 3 or higher, maybe even 4 or higher, it's really best to just feels bad. It's really best to at least get the 100 gigahertz CPU, because right now, you know, you're only running 60. It's not quite a doubling, and we could afford that one. But I feel like it's 2,000 credits that could be going towards our upgraded system. So I'm gonna purchase this. Okay, and this is important. The item CPU has been purchased and will be installed in the next 24 hours. You will be notified when the job is done. And why that's important is this entire time we've got these controls up here. We could pause it if you need to go answer the door, send a text, you know, what have you. Always helpful. But then we've got some fast forward things. And this allows us to, if a hack requires something time sensitive, or if you're installing an upgrade, this allows us to burn through time while still allowing it to be a part of the game. So this is when they let us know that they were going to install it. This is when they let us know it was installed. Take a look over here and boom. Very nice. Alright, now that we have that, we can actually pop in here. And what we're looking for is anything in the Novice 2 ranking. So again, you don't need to be as cautious as I am on the situation, but I prefer to wait until I have my base gateway to go for the more intense missions. And they're not even intense, you know, this is very early, but I don't know. I'm one of those people that I prefer to never get, you know, have the close calls where you're almost dinged by somebody's security service. So I like to take full advantage of the beginning missions. So here we go. Thank you for working for Virtualink Tech. We are doing a search and destroy on selective industries. So let's rock and roll. Open it up. And so we have new things on the nodes. So we will go ahead and collect those. Save that so that we can save our newest node points. And here we go. Let's see if this one stayed the same. No, see? At least I've found some proof positive that the game does indeed like to change over its admin passwords, which is good because any admin worth half his salt has a regular password upgrade cycle. Zeldat 82414 is what we're looking for today, and this is a search and destroy, so I'm not going to be a goober and mess it up. And we're gonna just quickly slam into here. And now that we've got the increased CPU power, we can really start to get rid of a lot of things that we've been leaving behind. And this is why it's really so important to not only get the first additional upgrade to your CPU, but to upgrade your gateway as quickly as possible, because you want the ability to have more than one CPU. Like, part of the reason I like this game so much is that it really does, put you to task. You can't just, you could route through 100 nodes before a mission, but if you're still running your 60 gigahertz processor, just like, in today's society, if you're trying to run Mafia 3 with a 1.5 gigahertz processor, it just doesn't matter how many graphics cards you got in it, you're not going to do it. Well, it doesn't matter how many times you're spoofing through shells, if you don't have the processors, it's just the higher level missions, the higher GQ files, the more in-depth the hacks, the less successful you're going to be able to be at them. So we have done the deletion. Alright, nice. Another search and destroy. Thank you for working for Biogenic Solutions. Target computer data is at the MAF Solution Internal Services. Load up. One click to remove them, one click to add them. Open the breaker. And it gives us so much more time overall. Everything runs faster, right? 82350. The deletes run faster, the cracks run faster. Literally, everything runs a little bit faster when you upgrade that processor. Surprise, surprise. So we've nearly cleared it all up. We're working towards that, but here we go. Apply, send it out. Steal, copy, copy, copy. So, barring any more major mental breakdowns, we will copy all the software going forward here. So, thank you for working for Beta Computers. We're after interweave software today. Load it up. Connect in. Int data 8249. 8249 downloaded. And remove the files out. open here. Keep our hard drive clean. Alright. On we trudge. Thank you for working for OCP, Target Computer Data Location. Sync systems. Let's go. Load it up. Never stops me from giving it a try though. Today we are after SYN data 9945 download. Alright. Start up. View on. Okay, so we're at about, well not about, we're at 12,300 credits. This should give us 14, 2, 15, 16, which is perfect and exactly what we were looking for. Beauty. It's almost like I have this planned out. Thank you for working for Resonate Corp. Target Computer Data Location, Virginet. Load it up. Lock it on. And once again, we are looking for a download today, so we're going to try and avoid any file deletions. And yes, I'm gonna keep saying that because I am that flabbergasted about the fact that I deleted that. That was up there in the most shameful moments of my life. Like, it was not a difficult hack, it was not a complex hack. What it was a noob move to go ahead and just autopilot. Like it's the only thing I can say is it was autopilot. I keep saying that as if it's some kind of an excuse to just blast through an objective. Like, will haunt me for a while, guys. It'll be some time before I can accept what I've done here. And once again, you really, like, I'm breaking my own rules here. I'm not keeping a tidy home. Oh, look at that. So unconcerned about my hack that I just completely forgot I was connected. Oh, don't be like me, kids. Pay attention to your nefarious hacks. Thank you for working for Biometric Networks. Target Computer Data Location, Virginet. Oh! Alright. Data? Just hacked it. Should still be in operation, and it is. We are now looking for 93727 right here. Go on ahead and download that. Beautiful. blast on through to the other side. Alright. Yes, I do tend to sing on occasion. I don't know, you can call it singing. Singing implies note and tune and, well, just a lot of things that I don't bring to the table, but I do like to pretend that my life is musical, and I can't promise that you won't be subjected to the occasional horrible sounds that are a result of that. But so, there we have it. We have grinded through the beginning missions, we've put in the work, and we are ready to upgrade our gateway to the Vigilant R Access Gateway. Alright, and we've got 24 hours to wait for that to finish upgrading, which seems to me like the perfect segue to end an episode. So, I am Esus Spectrum, and I really do hope that you guys are enjoying what we're doing here. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to hit subscribe so that you can be updated when the next episode comes out. I hope you guys have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you next time.